Yeah, I don't want to use auto tune anyway. Which the fuck that was gonna be either.
her mouth was on fire. That's what a mother is saying about her daughter after she drank a margarita while out at a Mexican restaurant. So what was in the margarita? Here's Allison Hall.
Holly Hill was a beloved middle school teacher and a mother of 3. But a Valentine's Day date with her husband, Brandon, turned tragic in a shockingly unexpected way. She ordered a margarita at this Mexican restaurant near her home in Oklahoma. After just one sip, she ran to the bathroom and called her mom.
She immediately called me from the bathroom and told me that she needed to go to the emergency room.
What was she telling you?
She said there was something in my drink and my mouth's on fire and I'm not okay.
At first, doctors thought Holly had simply sipped a margarita that was too spicy. But when her condition got worse, she received a shocking text from the restaurant manager. Somehow, Holly's margarita had been mixed with industrial oven cleaner. The brand name is Glitter. It's a grill, oven, and deep fryer cleaner. And look at the warning label, corrosive. A scan showed Holly had catastrophic internal injuries.
The GI doctor said that her esophagus looked like hamburger meat, that the chemical had ate part of her esophagus.
Brave Holly kept a heart-wrenching video diary of her struggle to stay alive. She couldn't eat and was forced to use feeding tubes for sustenance. But after 2.5 agonizing years and more than 60 surgeries, Holly lost her battle.
She was gasping for air and flailing her arms around, and she said, "Mom, I'm dying, and I need to know that I love y'all."
Oh, man.
I really did not think that she was gonna die.
How Holly's margarita came to be mixed with a toxic cleaning fluid remains a mystery. The restaurant says everyone was deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Holly Hill. The individuals involved in that incident were terminated.
I would like to see criminal charges, and I think they need to be held accountable.
For negligence.
Criminal probe has been launched into how Holly was served that deadly.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God. That's horrible. Just one sip. See that what I'm saying, man? I just make my own drinks, man. You know? If I'm even drink. Cause that's horrible. Goodness gracious.
Check it out, we're out here. 1890. Oh, that is cool. We're right here near the entrance. Oh yeah, that's some old stuff too. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. It's so fresh out here. I can't believe we made it. Guys, do not go in that cave. There's way too baddie in there. Alright? Yeah, go check out Dave.
Crazy. Then they was about to talk about going into another one. They must be out their damn mind. Okay. Got so many things open. Man. Y'all see these agencies, man. I'm trying to get an agent. I need an agent, yo. I need an agent. Just want to walk up and be like, you don't represent Jamie Foxx shit. But you want to sign the next one? You want to make some money? You want to help put me on, shawty, so we can get some money? I need an agent, man. Miss Goins, what's up? Put this out. I need one. Let me cool up. Like I need a whole nother one. That's crazy. How did it even get to this point? I ain't fucking you. Sisters up. Sheesh. Uh. Easy. Can't believe I ain't really even play all day, man. It's like the first time. Sheesh, I hit that whole wrong string. I was recording that too. I had to make So I wanted to stretch that bitch up a little bit. Right arm tied, y'all. That shit right there so pretty. Okay.
Cooking with Kaya, a creator with over 2 million followers, posted how she used to be making so much money and it's all gone.
Cooking with Kaya took a trip and was in Dubai for 2 weeks and was on yachts and partying with guys, but just did not take any photos or post on social media.
Readily admitting on the TikToks that you'd be okay with taking a halal meat-filled duty to the bonnet. Wild work.
Yikes.
Cooking with Kaya, a creator with over 2 million followers, posted how she used to be making so much money and it's all gone.
In the last few days, I've been getting a lot of email notifications. And of course, it was about cooking with Kaya. And because cooking with Kaya is such a hot topic, I know it had to be something to it. So it brought me to this particular post. Cooking with Kaya post about making less money now. I went from making
I'm reacting
so much
to somebody
money
reacting to a
every way.
reaction.
And I just hate that the truth is we're all 1 to 3 missed paychecks away from severe financial hardship.
That's true.
This ish is unreal to me.
While this is a very
That's why I'm on
true
YouTube,
statement,
man.
one thing is for sure, that is definitely not cooking with Kaya over there. So
So guys, I started typing in to see if this rumor had a lot of weight to it.
okay.
And surprisingly enough, I saw a whole bunch of people reacting to this allegation.
When we start making more money, we create more expenses for ourselves. We feel like, oh, I can afford a nicer apartment, I can afford a nicer car. And so we just create all these expenses, you know, not keeping the mindset that
She ain't never watched the episode of Ninja Turtles in her life.
job, right?
Now this lady is saying something that's important. She's saying, you know, Cooking with Kaya and any other content creator who was making a whole lot of money could easily, you know, overwhelm themselves with expenses. And this typically can happen for content creators. You break out pretty fast, you make a lot of money, and of course you start helping family members. You know, you buy a car, you might buy a house or move into a very expensive city like Los Angeles, New York City. And then, well, you kind of start making those mistakes and you're not making as much as you want. And then this could happen.
Now, I saw some
Listen,
comments.
and it's not even a content creator thing. This can be anybody. Shit, we just did a story up on Kevin McCall not too long ago, who obviously was mismanaging his money, not only just that, but just his decisions in life. But nevertheless, yeah, it's gonna happen to anybody.
I saw that, but I didn't watch it.
Just understand that what you became viral for is not what's going to keep you consistently in front of people's faces. You have to be able to upgrade. You got to be able to change something up, right? Offer something new, enhance the business around your name.
Yep.
You might go broke.
Like, you know, she still has millions of views on her videos. Like, how is she not making money? And I went and looked at her page.
Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave a comment, please. That'd be great. It's the best way you can help me out till I got a live show in your city. Thanks.
And a lot of her videos or her recent videos, they have sounds over them. You cannot get paid when you're using somebody else's sound. You cannot get paid when you're mouthing the words to a song. That's like a copyright issue. In order to get paid, it has to be original sound. The video has to be over 60 seconds, and people have to watch at least 5 seconds of the video. So you might get a view, like a view count that somebody viewed it, but if it was not at least 5 seconds.
Say that one more time, because I need people in the back to understand this.
In order to get paid, it has to be original sound. The video has to be over 60 seconds, and people have to watch at least 5 seconds of the video. So you might get a view, like a view count that somebody viewed it.
Counts.
If it
watch time
not
counts.
At least 5 seconds or 5 or 6 seconds, it does not count. You cannot get paid for that view, right?
True. Listen, and I'm on the other side. I'm on the content creator side, so I know a little bit more about, actually a lot bit more about this monetization thing. Getting a lot of numbers, getting a lot of views, a lot of people think that that's somehow directly tied into money, and it absolutely is not. It depends on the type of views, long form versus short form. It depends on the platform that you're getting these views on. Subscriber count does not matter. I know channels out there that have 20,000 subscribers that make more money than I do a month, and that's because they're less entertainment focused and more education focused, and they have business around their education, usually with a digital product. If she had a business around this cooking with Kaya stuff,
I have live shows, performances.
Selling a cookbook,
come to my show.
Pots, I don't know, utensils, I don't know, something in order to sell with some branding
I'm writing
on
these
it.
jokes.
If she utilized more of her brain than twerking that ass, then maybe she wouldn't be in this alleged position. Let's proceed.
She notices that Cooking with Kaya has a lot of followers on TikTok, but a lot of the content that she makes is not monetizable. If
Music and comedy, baby, I'm coming.
Her particular page, you will see that a lot of
hit the like and
Kaya's
subscribe
content is like short, like little skits, sounds on it. You know, it's not like really long form.
Look at it.
And of course, she can't monetize.
It's hard to get brand deals too when she does
now, Cooking with Kaya also is on Twitch, right? And I'll get into that in a minute. She may make some money on Twitch, but a lot of money could be made on short form. And if you look at what kind of content Cooking with Kaya has, while she does have a large audience, mainly male, it's very difficult for brands to get behind what she does. I mean, she's in the right niche, which is like cooking, so she could do like Tupperware, certain food sauces, or food dishes, or just restaurants in general. It's hard to really get behind a content creator that twerks and is like almost half naked, that has tattoos on her back. And that's a whole lot of money missed. People could associate their brand as kind of like dealing with the hood and dealing with something that's ghetto. And so Cooking with Kaya can't get the brand sponsorships that some of your traditional food enthusiasts or food cooking show people could get.
Shout out to O'Shea for reminding me, but yeah, she was at Streamer University, right, where the AMP board,
that's when I first heard of
it. Nolan them over there, invited her and as well as a bunch of other streamers in order to teach about the business around content monetization. And minimum requirement to get invited there is that you had to be a popping, up and coming live streamer. It's interesting to me that she went the stream all day route as opposed to the business route around the Cooking with Kaya stuff. And maybe that's because the majority of her audience was men. And the men are really not going to be, they're there for other things outside of actually watching her cook. Her content is more entertainment as opposed to education. So she found herself back at square one. And I guess she thought she can make a streaming career off of that. But because she sexualized herself, she's probably not even getting brand sponsorships because they don't want to touch this with a 20-foot pole. But at least she didn't go the other route, right? Of putting her orifice up on OF for the tune of $5.95 a month.
Based on the fact that her content is very booty clappish. So it does make sense that Cooking with Kaya just doesn't have enough money to continue going on. No sponsorships, no real money coming in.
What's the talent? What's the skill?
All of this looks like it's real.
She got them titties out though.
I mean, that's
so
a
guys,
real
the
skill.
boy had to actually go and
clapping with Kaya.
And I saw a comment in which she posted, and somebody asked a question. So, are you struggling? She goes, not at all.
Okay.
Woo!
Was it a fake tweet?
All right, I saw that actually though.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
What happened?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over now. Look, I've reacted to a few videos where people were trying to expose Beyonce, you know, Jay-Z. We talked about Rock Nation. It's a lot of stuff that goes on in the industry. We all know that. We're back on the Truth Is channel, and this video title here says, "Industry Insider Risk It All to Expose Beyonce." This is huge. This is huge because
Damn, then they got
I
a
don't know if
million
this
followers.
person is going to be showing their face or. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to.
I just saw this the other night too.
I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for him to drop a video on this. For you guys who don't know, I was up in the Bay Area. I totally missed this video. But like, I'm a type of person when, especially when dealing with like a Jordan Peele movie, whenever I watch it, I need to go and watch things you might have missed from this movie. Let me just say this.
Look at them guitars on the wall.
This movie was just, I mean, when you watch the trailers and stuff,
You had an idea
you
what
got a
you
clue
right,
of what
right.
it pretty much was going to be.
But it do.
The
It
movie
go
was
there.
very odd, very strange. It seemed like a big old ritual.
Yeah.
I was on the fence about seeing it.
Right.
But it's some things, you know, when you have to see for yourself, because like people will tell you it was this, it was that, and I'm trying to pay close attention, man. It was just right out, just straight up.
Right there, yeah. No illusion, no symbolism, none.
I mean, just right in your face, man. Right in your face. I heard the ratings were horrible on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like horrible.
I can see why.
But I'm gonna see what Truth Is have to say about it. And the original video you can find in the description. You can also check out more and subscribe. All right, we go waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
The movie Him has been out for about a month now, and it's clear it didn't live up to the hype. Before the movie was released, people saw Jordan Peele's name attached to it and expected another interesting multi-layered movie with a deep message connecting it all. Instead, they got a poorly pasted, poorly executed disaster that failed to meet the expectations of viewers and critics in almost every aspect. This has left Him with a low 31 Rotten Tomato score. Most people simply don't like this movie, with most calling it too nonsensical and hollow to be taken serious. But what if I told you that as poorly as this movie was executed, it still has a very important message encrypted into the plot of the movie that shouldn't go unnoticed? This movie pulls back the curtains and reveals the inner workings of stardom in the NFL, the real price to be the GOAT, and what that price actually looks like. This movie, although not as good, is the new modern day Eyes Wide Shut, as it offers the viewers an inside look at the dark price of glory in sports and every other entertainment industry. As they simply put it, to be the GOAT, what are you willing to sacrifice?
And this film begs the question, to be a star, what are you willing to sacrifice?
There's a reason most people don't like this movie. It's because it shows them a side they have never seen before of a sport they love so much, something they don't completely understand. But today, in this video, I will tell you exactly what the movie Him is.
I think some people might understand, but they're too caught up in the fame. They're too caught up in, oh, that's my favorite player.
Or
like, I watch sports and stuff, but I'm not one of them like die-hard fans that, you know how people go crazy, man. But this movie right here, I mean, it's just like the industry where there's music, acting, all.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if anything, like it's interesting to see how they were able to parallel that process through football. You know what I mean? I guess that's, you know what I mean? Because if you think about it, Patrick Mahomes, he a Trump supporter, so I don't see how, if the industry is liberal and anti-Trump, how that would have worked. But because technically he would be the GOAT, right? If you've seen the movie, he would have been who's taking over for Tom Brady. so to speak. If we were to line it, 1-to-1, but if anything, I saw more of the parallel of it, like in film and acting and comedy and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's the biggest thing I've been, spooked about, to be honest, about the whole little fame and blowing up shit. If you haven't seen him, you know what I'm talking about.
At the top,
I lived in
willing to
Hollywood.
sacrifice, plain and simple.
6 years.
But boy, this was brutal.
Really about. Then you will see just how important the message of this movie truly is. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the movie Him. I want to warn you that there will be spoilers ahead. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video so we can get this video.
Be sure to hit like, subscribe if you haven't already. Even if you finna leave, just hit the like button real quick, man. It goes so far for me. It's the best thing you can do for me. Thank you.
By as many people who need to
Appreciate
see
you.
it. Simply by leaving a like and a comment, you can help this information spread to others. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. Before the movie even officially came out, it had already begun receiving negative reviews, as critics had collectively destroyed expectation for the movie with their early critique of it. I agree that after watching this movie, I can confirm it lacks in a lot of places, specifically in the timing and pacing of the film. It doesn't take its time to properly introduce its concepts to the fans before dropping the entire plot on you in the last 15 minutes. It goes from 0 to 100 real quick until it crashes horribly at the end. But even with that being true, the movie still isn't that bad, and in fact, it has a very important message encrypted into its plot. Sadly, most who watch this movie aren't picking up on it, which then makes the movie seem even worse than it is. Now, I wanted to make this video when the movie initially came out in theaters, but I felt that it would be hard to analyze this film on first watch. So I decided to wait until it became available for rent on streaming platforms, and then I rented it. Now, after seeing this movie, I will say that while I wasn't a fan of the excessive violence or the pacing, I still think the movie is decent. But what is truly great about this movie is the message. It had an extremely important message, and I wish they would have better produced the movie so more people would understand what it was trying to say. Like I said earlier, I compare this movie to the modern day Eyes Wide Shut. Obviously, this movie doesn't come close to the quality of Eyes Wide Shut, but just like Eyes Wide Shut, it reveals the dark side of reality in a raw way. Just like Him, Eyes Wide Shut was a movie that most people just didn't really understand when it came out. This is exactly what's going on with Him. People just don't understand the film. Before I explain what the movie is about, let me summarize the movie really quickly. Now again, I want to warn you there will be spoilers ahead. The movie Him is about an athlete named Cameron who grows up admiring a football star named Isaiah White, who is seen as the GOAT. Cameron's father, who was a massive football fan, tells him that one day he will be the next GOAT. He then trains and pushes his son, grooming him to be a football superstar. When Cameron gets older, he is looked at as one of the next potential GOATs in football. His future looks bright, and it seems all his hard work is starting to pay off as the league starts showing interest in him. When he starts going through the process.
Another thing you got to pay attention to, man, is like, and then look at that on the wall, saviors. Another thing you got to pay attention to is like the people who be in the movie. I forget his name. I think it's Don something. The dude who's
playing his dad.
Like the dad. I know he's with that one girl that's always dancing on like either TikTok or YouTube or something like that with her dad. Know he's like a model or something like that, but it's all for me. It's all about who are people rubbing shoulders with, who's in your circle, who you cool with, and what kind of drama and scandals and stuff have they been involved in? You know, that's what you got to look at too.
Process of being drafted into the league, things take a dark turn, starting the day before his audition when he was randomly attacked by a man wearing a goat mask. The man hit Cameron over the back of the head, causing him to have a concussion and resulting in brain damage. This forces Cameron to avoid playing during his audition, which he thought destroyed his chances of getting drafted. But luckily for him, his agent Tom managed to get him an opportunity with the NFL team, the Saviors, the same team his idol Isaiah is part of. His agent tells Cameron that he can get him on the team, but he has to agree to train with his idol Isaiah for a week so he can confirm he's the one. Cameron agrees, and he is then driven to Isaiah's compound. The first thing he encounters is a group of superfans who lose their minds when they realize Cameron is not Isaiah. Cameron then meets his idol and begins his training, impressing Isaiah quickly. After practice, Cameron gets into an ice bath while Isaiah is having his blood drawn, and Cameron asks why is he doing that, with Isaiah telling him he likes to store his blood when it's at its peak, so he can use it for a later game. He then offers Cameron some of his blood, but he refuses. But moments later, as one of the men working for Isaiah is walking out, he injected Cameron with Isaiah's blood. This is where things begin to get weird. The next day, Cameron goes to practice, and Isaiah takes things to a dark place. He makes one of the athletes who's training with them stand in front of a throwing machine. Isaiah then makes Cameron race against a 2-second clock. Every time he fails to beat the clock, Isaiah then releases a ball that hits the athlete in the face. He does this until Cameron succeeds. Sometime after this, Cameron is introduced to Isaiah's wife, Elsie, who invites him to go party with her. After partying, Cameron falls asleep, and the next day, he's taken to a desert to shoot guns with Isaiah. While at the desert, Isaiah makes Cameron an interesting offer. He tells him that if he manages to shoot a dummy they had set up, he would give him anything he wants. But Cameron refuses his proposal, as he tells him he doesn't want any handouts. This is a very important scene, and we will come back to this later, so make sure you watch this video to the end. The next day, Cameron is getting interviewed at Isaiah's compound, and he talks about how his father died shortly after he told him he didn't want to be a football player anymore. After the interview, Isaiah's wife invites Cameron to a party, telling him that she managed to get him a deal with the owner of the Saviors, but they want to meet him at this party first. Cameron agrees and is taken over there with Elsie. Before Elsie brings him in, Cameron questions Elsie about the location since it seems sketchy. Elsie tells him they use these discreet locations because they don't want people to know about their strange rituals.
Everything
Very
is
key. Very my wife thinks that all those mattress places do like money laundering. She's like, how are they still in business? You never see nobody over there, and it's always empty.
right.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
That's huge right there, because a lot of people be using buildings and stuff to front. They be having the underground whatever's going on, you know? Because I was like, man, look at this. They all dressed up, and look at this location.
About the location since it seems sketchy. Elsie tells him they use these discreet locations because they don't want people to know about their strange rituals. When Cameron walks into the club, one of Isaiah's employees tried to warn Cameron about what's going to happen, warning him to run while he still can. Cameron doesn't understand and continues on. He then meets up with his agent, who introduces him to the team's owner. He then sits on a table with all of them, where his agent asked him if he's ready to take the next step. With Cameron nodding yes, he is then given wine to drink that seems to be infused with Isaiah's blood. When he drinks it, Isaiah wakes up on cue, knowing that he had drunk his blood. After drinking the wine, Cameron starts partying as Elsie is seen killing and sacrificing the man that tried to warn him. Cameron then walks into a room and finds a goat mask similar to the one the person who attacked him was wearing at the beginning of the movie. When he lifts the mask up, he finds the decapitated head of the man who tried to warn him. The next day, Cameron wakes up in an ice bath hooked up to an IV of Isaiah's blood. He is lying down being scanned by a machine, while on top of this symbol that we will get into more later. Cameron then removes the IV and goes looking for Isaiah, where he finds him inside of the theater room. Once inside the theater room, the door shuts behind him, and as you can see, the symbol that's on the door was the same symbol that was on the floor in the last scene. While in the room, Isaiah finally tells Cameron what has been going on, telling him why he has been injecting him with his blood and why he was brought out there to begin with. Isaiah reveals that the GOAT isn't just a really good player. The GOAT is chosen by the elite, and there can only be one at a time, telling Cameron that he was chosen after his father made a deal with the owner of the team long ago. Cameron's father was in the military and was somehow connected to the league's owner. He offered his son to be the next GOAT and was grooming him for the league. Isaiah tells Cameron they had been grooming.
And this goes back to the whole, like, you know, when we're confused and we be like, you see these young kids in Hollywood, and it just seemed like the parents just was like, here. These things be happening. The first thing you say is like, damn, where the parents at? Like that whole
parent be right there with the dough. R. Kelly's
that's what I said.
Victims.
The movie was just, you know, I some people you know, who aren't in tune will just kind of look at the movie like whatever. But like a person like me, and I know some of y'all out there, we're watching this movie going like, damn, like seeing all the connections and yeah, like the fact that it's that talking about grooming the son to definitely.
Cameron's father was in the military and was somehow connected to the league's owner. He offered his son to be the next GOAT and was grooming him for the league. Isaiah tells Cameron they had been grooming him his entire life, telling him they have been giving him his blood because it's a part of the GOAT ritual, explaining that every GOAT gets blood infusions from the previous GOAT before them. This is how they keep the spirit of the GOAT alive. Those who they choose to receive the GOAT blood become supernaturally talented at the sport. Isaiah then tells Cameron that for him to become the GOAT and take his place, he has to kill him first. Cameron and Isaiah start fighting, and Cameron eventually gets the upper hand and takes out Isaiah. Cameron then walks out of the theater through a tunnel that leads him to a field where the team owners are waiting with Elsie, who is holding his NFL contract. He is told to sign the contract to receive the gift, but Cameron instead refuses. This is when his agent Tom tells him that everything was done for this moment, his father's death and his attack by the guy wearing the GOAT suit. It was all done so that the Savior team would be the only team who could draft him. After hearing this, Cameron refuses to sign the contract, and then the team owners tell him if he doesn't sign, they will kill his family. But Cameron refuses and begins killing all of the team owners there instead. His agent Tom tries to escape, but ends up being dragged by a demonic force that was supposed to possess Cameron after signing the deal, and kills him because Cameron refused to sign. And that's how the movie ends. No explanation or anything. But there is so much jam-packed into this movie that we have to fully unpack. As you can see, the movie isn't just about football, but about the price to be the GOAT in football. As the movie reveals, you can't just become the GOAT by being good. You have to be chosen by the elite, who then groom you and use rituals to make you into the GOAT. It tells us about the secret societies that run the NFL and all pro sports, how they are the ones who choose who will be the GOAT, and how it's all connected to the spiritual world and occult practices. They also reveal that football is just the modern day gladiator games, with the football players being the new gladiators who risk their lives to entertain and distract the people. In the movie, the GOAT is directly connected to the term in alchemy called the Great Work. Alchemy is an ancient spiritual practice that is at the foundation of many secret society teachings. Alchemy is a practice done by people that believe it helps them transform themselves from basic people into transcended human gods. In the movie, the term GOAT refers to a player going through the transformation from a good player to the GOAT player. The GOAT represents completing the great work. The entire movie was about this great work ritual. The great work is a ritual that takes 7 steps to complete. The movie happens over the course of 7 days, with all 7 days being a part of the ritual. In alchemy, Baphomet is a representation of the great work. In the movie, the GOAT is a deity, a demonic force that possesses the player who has the GOAT blood. That's why they were infusing Cameron with Isaiah's blood, or why the man wearing the GOAT mask attacked him from behind. To make this even clearer, they show the symbol of the great work many times throughout the film. The symbol of the great work is this symbol here, a circle within a square within a triangle within a larger circle. When Cameron is sitting in the ice bath receiving Isaiah's blood transfer, he was sitting over the symbol of the great work. Also, when Cameron walks into Isaiah's theater room, the symbol of the great work is once again shown on the door, indicating this was all about alchemy and the great work ritual. From the beginning of the movie, they jam-packed it with references that we need to go over. The most important message was obviously at the end of the movie, where they wanted Cameron to sign the contract and get possessed by
that picture with Marlon with the goalpost over his head looking like devil horn. That right there,
it's such
man,
a dope ass,
Because my whole thing is like
such a clever ass,
right? Why make a movie like this if this ain't what it is,
right?
And you know how the NFL, like, you see all these sports shows, they be talking about the owners and they be talking about like players and contracts. Players be arguing, saying, I want this, I want that. They be arguing, going back and forth with more money they want. You guys want me to do all this stuff? Then I want more money. And why it just seems like a lot of times too, these players get these contracts and they still don't seem happy though.
Right.
You know what I mean? They still don't seem happy. We know why.
demonic spirits in the middle of the pentagram. When Cameron walks out of the theater after killing Isaiah, you can see he walks over a checkered board floor. The same checkered board floor he walks over when he's invited by Elsie to attend the party the day before. This is in reference to the Masonic checkered board floor, a prominent symbol used by Freemasons that could be found at every Masonic lodge. It's clear the movie was implying that the team's owners were a part of the Freemasons. This wouldn't be far-fetched either, because I have exposed football's connections to Masonry countless times. Walter Camp is considered the father of American football. He is credited with laying down the foundation of what went on to become American football. Walter Camp was a part of the secret society of the Skull and Bones, a secret society created by Freemasons that operates at Yale University. The Freemasons have been behind football since its inception. It's supposed to represent the new gladiator games that is now being used by the elite to distract the masses and keep them occupied. This scene shows us how the sport of football is deeply rooted in the occult. In this scene, they also show a symbol that looks awfully like the Masonic square and compasses inside of the secret club the elite were partying in. From the ritualistic cheering and the disturbing idol worship and even the idolization of violence, they were showing us this all connected to the occult. The fact that they admit Cameron was chosen as a child shows us how these organizations choose their stars since they're young, grooming them throughout their lives to turn them into their perfect puppet. The last scene was meant to represent Cameron's initiation into the Freemasons that took place after his death and rebirth ritual, how he had to sell his soul to make it big and allow himself to be used by demonic spirits. The scene right before the contract scene was Cameron fighting Isaiah to the death. This scene was meant to represent two things. One, comparing the football players to gladiators who fight to the death for the entertainment of the masses. And two, to show Cameron's death and rebirth ritual. In the great work, one of the steps is the death and rebirth, when the person kills their old self to be reborn as their new great self. When Cameron killed Isaiah, he was reborn. That's why in the very next scene, he is shown walking through the checkerboard floor covered in blood. This was representing his death and rebirth after completing the great work, as when we're born in blood. Another important scene that ties this all to selling your soul to the devil is when Isaiah takes Cameron to the desert to shoot guns. While he was there, Isaiah offered Cameron to sell his soul for the world. Just like in the Bible when Satan offered Jesus the world if he bowed down and worshipped him, Isaiah offered Cameron the world if he did as he said. But Cameron refused the offer, just like Jesus refused Satan's. Another important thing they revealed was how the elite sent the woman to honeypot Cameron. In the movie, Isaiah's wife Elsie is the honeypot handler who is sent in to groom Cameron. She is used to bring him in and get him to sign, as even after Cameron had everything he wanted in front of him, he still chose to deny the deal and keep his soul. I believe this message is truly important, and I'm surprised those behind this movie even put this message in there. But this movie obviously shows us in a satanic way with all the violence and blood. But at least Cameron refused the deal and walked away with his soul. Cameron did the right thing, and we know many won't do the right thing when it comes to a situation like this. Many would choose to have the world instead of their soul, and we see this every day. Cameron refused to give up his soul to become the GOAT. Now, in a way, I felt like those behind this movie were hiding the truth in plain sight. This movie was basically a confession, which makes me believe that the movie was purposely trashed by critics and paced wrongly by the studios who edited on purpose to ensure the movie wouldn't be received positively. While the movie was executed poorly, the message is still loud and clear. If you want to be the GOAT, you have to pay a dark price. A price that Cameron learned isn't worth it. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching.
I mean, the fact that this was out Marlon too,
right? And I think Marlon.
I'll be honest, I didn't have any high hopes for this movie at all. I wasn't thinking like, oh, this about to be this or that. I just wanted to kind of see how far they were going to go, and if it really was going to be what it was.
And it was.
You know, and in the end, he didn't sign his name.
All right.
But like, think about all the people who have.
Right.
You know,
a lot of people that's on. A lot of your favorite stars now.
You know, and that's why you got NDAs out there. Because, like, breakdowns of, like, these type of video breakdowns aren't supposed to be happening.
Right.
You know?
I'm shocked it's even out.
But they do hide it in plain sight. They do.
They supposed to.
But I think they do that because a lot of people don't care. Some do, I just think some people
The
just
mask
be
don't,
like,
though.
whatever. So I'm just wondering, like really think about this though. Think about all the football players out there, in whether you in Pop Warner, you know, high school, college, NFL, wherever. Think about how this movie should impact them. You know,
or anybody.
most of them are gonna be like, shit,
That's I'm telling
man,
you.
I'm about to be rich.
Oh, I
Shit,
feel
I'm
you.
about to
Yeah,
get my mama up out of the hood.
that's how they be
But
too.
it's kind of like at what cost? Because I'm telling you,
Why are you willing to sacrifice?
this breakdown is pretty much. It was a little. It wasn't nothing too surprising from what he said for based on what I saw, but I'm just trying to think like how many football players actually watch this. I wonder if it's actually football players that would be bold enough to give their review on this movie. You know, they'll probably be cut the next.
Right, it has to be cut. Whoa. Wowzer yowzers. What about that time, love maker?
All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for
Been
coming
another
over. I got
hour.
this video here from
We've been at it since 9 o'clock.
which I'll leave in the description for you guys to check out more and even subscribe. Will Smith just tried to make a comeback. It's not going well. I ain't really been seeing nothing from him. You know, there was a huge
Push of that album that no one.
with the whole Chris Rock situation. You know, a lot of people felt that what he did was so
Egregious.
out of his character. And you know, the whole him and Jada situation, we
That's
all know
what
that.
did it.
I know some of that is
That
gonna
was
be
the
in here,
catalyst. That was the
but,
catalyst.
I just don't know what's been going on with Will Smith. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
From singing to fake AI crowds to putting castles in their head as a statement and getting cancelled by Hollywood, the Will Smith family has been going through it all. Ever since that fateful night at the Oscars, the Will Smith family has completely fallen off of the map. And so in this video, we're going to explore where the Smith family is today, and how one of the most famous families turned into a parody of all the things wrong with Hollywood and fame culture. Let's begin with Will Smith. Ever since the Oscar slap, he's never really been able to get any serious roles in Hollywood. His relevance has completely died out. Nobody cared about him and nobody wants to be associated with him. Not even his own family. So Will had to do something drastic, and it all started with, you guessed it, Pretty Girls. Now we've spoken about this before, but things have only gotten so much worse since. In June 2025, Will dropped what might be the most cringeworthy song of the decade. The track opens with Will sitting in a therapist's office describing his problem, which turns out to be liking attractive women. Already, you know this is gonna be rough. It's a 50-year-old man with a broken image, a broken family, rapping about young attractive women. Then he starts rapping about different flavors of women: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, lemon. And the internet absolutely clown on it. You go on TikTok, YouTube, anywhere, and you'll find he hasn't got a single real fan. Just check out these comments and critiques from literally everyone, from YouTube comments to Reddit and newspaper and music critic headlines. Even the people you would expect to like Will Smith called it exploitative and noted the potentially unintentionally creepy lyrics. The song was part of his album based on a true story, his first in 20 years, which completely bombed and became the worst reviewed album of the year. Pitchfork gave it a brutal 2.4 out of 10, calling it a pointless apology tour that was devoid of perspective or style. The reviewer wrote it felt like a campaign platform with one message: please take me back. Rolling Stone wasn't any kinder, describing the album as clunky and weighed down by cringy gospel-tinged, platitudinous rap. The Independent gave...
Now, I'll say this. I did like that Big Willie Style album. That was the shit. But that's the only Will Smith album I like. Now, as far as Willow, oh, and I like one of Jaden's albums. But as far as Willow, I love all her albums. I don't give a damn what nobody says, shawty. Willow is incredible.
2 out of 5 stars, singing lacked innovation and came across as quasi-inspirational songs that lacked energy. And these are the people that should be loving Will Smith. The previous idol of Hollywood, the guy who would say whatever he needed to say and do whatever he needed to do by Hollywood elites. And the commercial performance was even worse than the reviews. The album completely failed to chart on the Billboard 200, obviously, and it was Will's first album to ever achieve that level of commercial failure. In the UK, it sold just 268 copies in its first week, and only managed to hit number 79 on the download charts. And to be honest, most people probably buying this are doing it for the meme. As that's not a typo, 268 copies. Local indie bands often sell more copies at a single concert. To promote this masterpiece, he decided to perform at London's King Cross station, and he definitely didn't manage to rescue his image as he asked for the crowd to chant and dance along, only for them to stand there like cardboard cutouts. Viewers then described it as having no energy, no response, nada. With nobody dancing along, nobody even looks happy. And if he thought busking at train stations was rock bottom, Will had other plans. By August 2025, during his European tour, Will sung so low that he posted a video showing massive crowds cheering for him. Except the crowds were fake AI. People immediately spotted digitally mangled faces, nonsensical finger placements, and people moving like they're in The Sims. The comments were brutal. Imagine being this rich and famous and
That's when you have hit the ultimate. Oh. You know, this AI, man, hey, boy, that stuff is getting out of control.
Already.
You really got to watch videos of
and it's been less than a year.
Really be like, okay, yeah, this is fake. But it's getting out of control, man. Like the stuff I've seen.
Here we are.
Well, we are headed to a damn dark place with AI. Guaranteed.
We are, for sure.
Guaranteed, man.
We'll watch some AI shit
footage
tomorrow,
of crowds and bulk comments on your video. Tragic, man. You used to be cool.
Too.
The whole thing was such a catastrophe that Will's planned massive comeback tour had to be scaled down significantly. When your album flops so hard that you have to tour smaller venues in places like Scarborough and Wolverhampton instead of major metropolitan areas, you know you've hit rock bottom. And if anyone knows of Scarborough, they'll know how comical this really is. I mean, just think about how desperate you have to be to fit your own crowd sizes, especially when you were the most famous man in the world at one point. This is a man who once performed for actual sold-out stadiums around the world, now reduced to manufacturing digital fans because the real ones have moved on, performing local gigs in Wolverhampton. Really, Will's fans grew up when he didn't. You could get away with tacky music in the 90s, Smith's early hits like Miami and Summertime really didn't sound too different to Pretty Girls, but they were released 30 years ago and he was cool back then. He hadn't had his image completely destroyed, and let it sink in and remind yourself that Will Smith is now pushing 60 years old. Aside from the album and tour, Will was consistently bringing back his rap career when he released the Lyrical Lemonade freestyle from March 2025, bringing the cringe to a whole new level. He's sitting there in front of what looks like a school lunch, trying to convince everyone he's still got it. The lines are just painful. I pulled a pin out of the grenade on purpose when I threw it. Like, yeah, that's how grenades work. And then he keeps saying this is the bounce back over and over, like if he says it enough times, it'll actually happen. The whole thing just feels awkward. It's like watching your dad try to freestyle at a family barbecue. Everyone's just uncomfortable. As his music career imploded, Will then tried to resurrect his acting reputation with Bad Boys Ride or Die in 2024. While the movie did make money, many said it felt calculated and desperate rather than a genuine comeback. The Hollywood Reporter revealed that Smith's agents had been calling studio production executives for the first time since the slap, trying to drum up work. They were literally using Bad Boys 4 as a test case to see if anyone would still hire him. It felt like it was his Hail Mary, his last shot at movie star relevance. And to be fair to Will, he did set his conditions for his return for a possible Bad Boys 5, saying, "I never wanted to be one of those dudes who make sequels just because people will go." But that's exactly what this feels like, a desperate attempt to milk a franchise that peaked decades ago. A great metaphor for his own personality. As behind the scenes of Will's desperate looking public appearance, his personal life and marriage were completely falling apart in a more serious way. And here you can really feel how, as a part of the Hollywood machine, he and his family kind of just stopped being people and instead turned into brands and commodities. As in October 2023, Jada dropped a bombshell that changed everything we thought we knew about the Oscar slap. During her promotional tour of her book Worthy, she revealed that she and Will had actually been separated since 2016, meaning they hadn't been living together as a couple for 7 years. So when Will slapped Chris Rock and shouted, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth," he was defending a woman who wasn't technically his wife anymore. Think about that for a second. The most famous public defense of a marriage in recent history was actually a lie. They kept up the charade for the cameras, and for the brands and movie roles. Jada said that they were exhausted with trying and stuck in their fantasy.
I mean, you just had, what's her name? Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. I feel like, you know, and they say there's allegedly Beyonce and Jay-Z relationship is a business. I feel like a lot of these, because you got to think about this, man. The industry is so big, you know, and it is combined with, you know, the music and the acting. These people pass each other around like so much, so much. I seen an interview with Choppa from Making the Band. How he
Talking about
said he
Sarah.
used to mess around, allegedly, this is coming from him. He used to mess around with Sanaya Lathan from Love and Basketball.
Oh, dang.
Choppa and Sanaya Lathan. So, like I said, these people get passed around. It's hard to believe who's really together versus who look good together. You know what I mean? And they be so secretive, man. So secretive. That's why a lot of them hate paparazzi. Because paparazzi be so nosy and they be catching them like, damn, how did they know I was out here with her? Yeah.
See what we thought the other person should be. When her book finally came out, which was supposed to be a big comeback moment, it became another cringe-worthy spectacle. But before we continue, this video is sponsored by Raycon, and it's Raycon's anniversary, and the essential open earbuds are stealing the spotlight. They're 30% off. Honestly, these have just become my best friends for my daily grind. They're sleek, smart, and just way cooler than your average earbuds. Whether I'm working, commuting, or just winding.
Y'all, I am tired. I'm gonna turn it in for the night, but actually, I don't have to get up early tomorrow. I don't have nowhere to be early or nothing like that, so we'll pick up tomorrow. Guess I gotta cut up them nightmare fuels. I still gotta do a couple more and do some recording. Some recording and some writing early in the morning, 9 a.m. You know how I do it. Appreciate you for stopping by. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Share. Tell you people I'm out here and that I'm coming. And I appreciate y'all. Love you. Gone.